Alright everyone, I'm back to read the Radiance for you. My dogs are barking, so we will deal with that as it happens. We'll have their little background commentary as it happens. Alright, so let me adjust the mic real quick. Now I'm ready. I'm barely out of bed on Saturday morning when there's a knock at the door. Ugh, that better not be Neil again. This is the third time he's come by here asking to share my numerology notes. I am not buying that excuse. Rayla propels herself off the bed and stomps towards the door, ready to shout at her little admirer. She flings the door open and I brace myself for her wrath, but she lets out a short gasp of surprise. Oh, Rayla? Who is it? I peer down from my spot on my own bed, craning my neck to see who the visitor is, then I let out a gasp of my own. Arian? Miss Adonis, I hope I'm not disturbing you. Why are you here? Is there something wrong? Are you feeling better? So many questions, Miss Adonis. Nothing is wrong. I'm feeling much better, and I came by to give you this. He hands me a small, plain white box. What is it? A token of my appreciation for your concern over my well-being on Thursday. Oh, you didn't have to. I don't need thanks for that. Just take it, Miss Adonis. I must go. Have a good weekend. He doesn't wait for me to open the box. He simply nods his head and strides off down the hallway. Okay, what just happened here? What did he give you? I open the small box slowly, wondering what kind of gift Arian would give. It's a figure of an elegant woman posing in front of a crescent moon. It's carved from wood. This is one of Arian's wood cravings. Girl, what? Ooh, that's pretty. It is. I wonder who the woman's supposed to be. I think that's Selene, the goddess of the moon. They say she fell in love with the human and gifted him eternal life. Kind of like the original Oracle. Have you managed to warm the heart of our resident Ice King? I don't know about that. I just helped him out when he was sick. He's probably just being polite. If you say so. It's a beautiful carving. I wonder where he got it. I know where he got it, but I also know he doesn't want his hobby to be public knowledge, so I just shrug. I turn the delicately carved figure over in my hands for a moment, then place it carefully on my tiny desk. Maybe I did manage to warm Arian up a little. Alright, what electives are we doing today? We're going to level up this in our room. Magic control. Alright. On my way out of the room, I nearly trip as a figure steps directly in my walking path. Gray, do you want me to run into you? I wouldn't mind that at all, actually, but really I was just trying to get your attention. Well, mission accomplished. What do you want? I wanted to find out how you enjoyed my gift. I barely made a dent in it. Where'd you get so many chocolates on the school grounds? I have my sources. Did you find a favorite? Well, if I had to choose, I guess I'd say the dark chocolate. So you like your chocolate a little bitter? Huh, interesting. Is that supposed to be a metaphor? Only if you want it to be. Why are you always speaking in riddles? It's more fun that way. He gives it his usual lazy smirk, but it doesn't quite reach his eyes. Looking more closely at him, I notice the same shadow under his eyes that I've seen before. Are you okay? Why wouldn't I be okay? You just look tired. He puts a hand on his chest in mock offense. Ouch, my feelings. Are you trying to tell me I'm unattractive? I don't mean it like that. You seem very worn out lately, and for someone who doesn't spend much time on classes, I just wonder what's causing it. I am flattered that you care so much about me, Nora, but I'm fine. You're not sick or something? Not in a traditional way. See, I don't even know what that means. Why are you so frustrating? I pound my fist on his arm, punctuating each word. Gray grabs my wrist slightly, effectively stopping my assault. Hey, it's okay, I get it. I drive you crazy. I look at him warily, his hand still encircling my wrist. I'm not really used to people showing me concern. With all your admirers, I find that hard to believe. I mean it. They only see the surface. They don't really see me. I pull my wrist out of his grasp and he lets go easily. Well then, they must be blind. It's clear that you haven't been sleeping. I just wanted to know why, if I could, I don't know, help in some way. You'd want to help me? I just said I would, didn't I? Ooh, we're snappy. I'll keep that in mind then. He looks at me for several moments before continuing. I have some other business to attend to. I'll leave you for now. Until later, Nori. Alright. Let's go to the courtyard. Alright. I'm walking through the halls when I spot something white on the ground. Looking closer, I notice its thick black envelope with a fancy wax seal. It's addressing to someone I do not know. We're gonna turn it in. This letter is obviously not meant for me, so I should turn it in to be delivered for its intended recipient. My bad. Like I said, I don't know all the words. I don't know. I'm just reading for fun. It's pretty late by now. I head back to my room. Despite being utterly underdressed for the cold, I decided to take a shortcut through the winter courtyard. I stop. What was that sound? I turn around to see some bushes swaying as if something has just excited them at top speed, but I don't see any animals around. Shrugging it off, I continue passing into the dark corridors of the old wing. As usual, the hallways of the old wing are They're dork, guys. And empty. I've walked through the corridors before, but something feels different now. Shadows appear to move in my peripheral vision. I turn, but then they're gone. Stop freaking yourself out, Nori. Despite my pep talk, I speed up. Suddenly, this hallway seems impossibly long. Shadows continue to flicker in and out of my vision, and then there's a sound close to my ear. It's kind of like a breathing sound, but not exactly human, and it's the same sound I heard that night in the library. I start to run, glancing behind me as I see another shadow flick past me. I've outrun this thing once, I can do it again. However, this shadow seems to move at impossible speeds, being everywhere at once. If I just keep moving, maybe it can't catch me. I feel a cold brush or something along my side, like an icy breath. I swing my arm out wildly, attempting to throw off the shadow that is now clearly touching me somehow. Is this thing just toying with me? I'm almost certain that it could completely envelop me if it wanted to. As fast as I'm running, I don't seem to be able to shake it. I just need to get out of this old wing. If I could get back to where it's bright. I don't even realize that I'm running with my eyes closed until I run into a solid figure head on, sending me falling backwards. Oof! Miss Adonis? A familiar voice echoes softly in the empty hall, and the hallway is empty now, and I realize as I glance around wildly, the shadow creature is gone. Professor Balin! I'm so relieved to see him that I'm sure I would have run up to him if I could move at all. The headmaster reaches out a hand and I take it. He pulls me to my feet and looks me over, concern all over his face. What happened? What are you doing here so late? Something is in this hallway. Some kind of person or shadow, I don't know. A shadow? It was dark, so I can't be sure what or who it was, but it was definitely following me. I felt it touch me. Professor Balin looks past me into the dark hallway. There's clearly nothing there now. He gives a short, strange whistle and pauses, waiting. I assume this must be some kind of come out command in the siren language. When nothing comes out, it's just the two of us alone in the dark hallway. Well, that is very strange, but whatever it has clearly upset you. Why don't you head back to your dormitory? I will have someone investigate this area thoroughly. Thank you, Professor. I move towards the doors on shaky legs. Professor Balin reaches out to stop me. Nori, are you truly okay? I'm not entirely sure how to answer that question, but I have to admit that finally telling someone about what I've been seeing does make me feel better. Yes, I'm okay. I feel lucky I ran into you. I'm not sure what would have happened if you hadn't have been here. He puts both his hands on my shoulders and looks at me seriously. I will not allow harm to come to you here at Sarenvale. You understand that, right? I nod silently. Of course I know that. But I also know that unexpected things can happen, like a shadow creature chasing me when no one else is around. Good, because if you can't feel safe here, I'm not doing my job. Please come to me if you have any fears. Promise? Yes, I promise. Good, now go get some sleep. Leave this to me. And then again, the headmaster has managed to make me feel completely at ease. He gives my shoulders one last squeeze before turning towards the shadowy hallway. He whistles again, and the wisp Ventus appears, covering the halls with his light. At your service, sir. I slip out the door and practically run back to my room. Creepy. Oh shit, we're about to hit week 7. What do you guys want to read after this? I'm thinking about buying the Nonary games. They seem cool. Ugh, I'm so tired. I don't think I slept much at all last night. But I've got to choose this week's electives. Alright, astrology, zoology, calligraphy, and chanting. Chanting, geomancy. Time for today's elective class. Let me save. I am beyond exhausted. I spent the day in a zombie-like daze, simply waiting for classes to be over so I could go back to bed. When I returned to my room, I barely registered the piece of paper taped to my door. Is this some kind of school announcement? I peep. Wow, I cannot talk. I peel it from the door as I enter the room and casually unfold it, flopping on the bed. Did you enjoy meeting my little friend in the hallway last night? Good thing you had someone appear to protect you, the ever-important oracle to be, but do not rest of us get that. But do the rest of us not get that kind of protection? How about the person most special to you? How will they feel about meeting my little friend? Do you think that person will have the protection they need? Maybe we should find out. My blood turns cold as I read the words so delicately printed on thick paper. Did Dex send me this? It's different from the other notes I've received previously. Those notes were handwritten and informal. They also had different tone. These notes seemed like a warning, but this one seemed more like a threat. Whoever sent this has had something to do with the shadow, and I saw it in the old wing last night. Professor Balin must be aforementioned protector, but who was the person they are referring to at the end? The person most special to me. I've made some connections since I came to Sarenville, and there are definitely people I care about, but this seems something more like an acquaintance or a friend. Someone has been watching me closely enough to know I can't know who I care about, and they're obviously in danger, which means I need to warn them now. Who do I go to? Are these our love interests? It's simple, really. As soon as I read the words on the paper, I knew. The first person that comes to my mind, the one who's been dominating my thoughts, is my personal tutor, Arian. Okay, hold on. I'll talk after. The one who forced me to open my mind and discover a strength I didn't know I had. Okay, so I chose Arian because he's weird. And I feel like we vibe with it. Even though we vibe with Gray very much. I'm not positive when it exactly happened, but I know I feel the strange allure from the moment we met. And as time went by, despite my frustrations with him, I found I'm even more drawn to him, to his power, his mind, his sheer determination. I glanced towards the clock. It's 30 minutes until curfew, which means he could still be in his office. I run carelessly through the nearly empty hallways. Most students have already turned in for the night, so at least I don't have to worry about knocking anyone over in my haste. What could anyone possibly do to Arian, the smartest, most powerful student at Sarenville? The trouble is, I have no idea what this mysterious person is capable of. And I'm running. Also, Gray gave us chocolate, which was kind, but Arian gave us something that had like significance. Like it was like a wooden figure that he made, had more meaning to it. Okay, I'm running so fast that when I reach the door to Arian's office, I crash into it, steadying myself. I yanked furiously on the door handle, not bothering to knock. It's locked. I pound on the door fruitlessly, exhausted. He's not here. He must have already gone to his room. What if I'm too late? I lean against the door, frustration and panic overwhelming me. Just as I'm about to well up the strength to make a run across the building, the doors open, and I crash onto the office floor. Ow. Miss Adonis? I look up from my place on the floor to see Arian stand over me, confusion all over his face. Arian! I scramble up, not caring about how disheveled I must look. He's here, he's okay, I wasn't too late. My previous emotions of panic dissolve into something else, relief. I want to throw my arms around him, but I also don't want to overstep. Hug him. I let my emotions overtake me and I throw my arms around him, my face buried in his impeccably fitted coat. He doesn't move at first, clearly shocked by my sudden movement. Then I feel a hand on my back, then too. Miss Adonis. I don't say anything, wanting to just savor this moment. I didn't realize how much I needed it. Arian does not move. Oh, wow, hands still on my back while breathing slow. Finally, I pull away and look up at him. I suddenly feel embarrassed at my boldness and back away, eyes falling towards the floor. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump on you like that. It's quite alright, please sit down. Arian moves to face me, leaning almost casually on his desk. Why did you come here in such a rush? Where do I begin? Have you seen any strange shadows lately? What kind of shadows? The kind that maybe look like a person but aren't really? The confusion on Arian's face deepens. No, I've seen nothing like that. Did you run all the way here to ask me that? It does sound silly when I say it like that. I should probably try to explain, but suddenly words feel difficult. I thought, well, I was worried you might be in trouble. Why would I be in trouble? I got a note, a threat really. The note implied that you were in danger. Someone sent you a note to tell you I'm in danger? Well, not you specifically. What exactly did it say? I hesitate, not sure exactly how I'm going to tell him why I came to the conclusion the note is about him. I can feel his eyes boring into me, and I shift uneasily in my chair. I should have just lied and said he was mentioned by name. It said the person most important to me needed protection. Arian raises his eyebrow, but says nothing, and silence stretches between us like an impossible chasm. It feels like an eternity while I wait for him to speak. I see. That's it. That's all he has to say. I suddenly feel very stupid for coming here, for making a fool out of myself in this way. I rise from the chair, legs still shaky. Well, it's obvious that you're okay, so I'll just see myself out. I move swiftly towards the exit, anxious to get out of here and bury myself under the covers for the rest of eternity. I've almost reached the door when I feel a strong grip on my arm. Wait. I stop, but I don't turn around. Arian places a hand on my arm and spins me slowly towards him. I try to look anywhere other than his face. My cheeks feel hot and I swallow slowly, painfully. Then a soft touch grazes my chin, gently lifting my face up towards his. I look up this time and see Arian's blazing eyes focusing on mine. Don't run away. Ooh. I think about making excuses about playing off my concern for his well-being, but the words just don't come out. The intensity of his gaze seems to have struck me and mute. Please sit down, talk to me. His arms drop and I feel a slight chill where the warmth of his touch has left me. He motions me back towards the chair that I vacated. Please. I sit down, my mind a flurry of emotions. I'm not sure how much of my feelings he senses, but instead of asking me about my previous admission, he stays practical. I can't say I'm not a little relieved. Tell me what happened. I sighed deeply before I unload most of the events of the past couple of weeks. The 2 notes from Dex, the shadow following me in the library, the chase in the hallway, and the most recent note that caused me to run all the way here. Arian listens patiently without interruption, his expression unreadable. When I'm finally finished with my story, I throw my hands up, gesturing at the room around us. And that's why I'm here. Arian's expression darkens, anger now clearly visible on his face. Somehow I managed to make him mad again. You've been going through this for weeks and nothing has been done? I blink, not expecting his response. He's not mad at me, he's mad for me. Well, to be fair, I only told the headmaster about it recently. Does he know about this threatening note? Not yet, I came straight here. You must take the note to him first thing in the morning. If this Dex person is threatening you or someone you care about, he must be dealt with. He glosses over the someone you care about part so quickly I feel strange pang in my chest. I will go to Professor Balin as soon as I can, but I'm not positive Dex is responsible for all this. Somehow this recent note seems off. What if this shadow thing is the work of someone else entirely? Or maybe I just don't want to believe Dex would be out to kill me. Did you bring the note with you? No, I left it in such a hurry. That's okay, I won't need it. Need it for what? To find out what Dex is doing right now. My eyes widen as Arian moves to his seat behind his desk. He closes his eyes and takes a single deep breath. When his eyes open again, there's something different there. His gaze is directed towards me, but he is unseen. He's using his far sight powers. I realize I've never seen anyone else do this sort of thing before, not like this anyways. Is this how I look when I use my powers? Somehow I think I am probably far less composed. After a few moments, his eyes clear. He looks at me again. What did you see? He does not appear to be at Sarenville. What? He left the school? Yes, and unfortunately, without having some idea of where he may have fled to, I cannot track him with my abilities alone. I think about Professor Balin teaching me the method of tracking a person through scrying. But that method assumed the person I was looking at was currently in Sarenville. Dex could be anywhere. My concern must be showing on my face because Arian leans forward, eyes surveying me carefully. The headmaster will have the resources to track him. His voice is calm and reassuring. I nod silently, still half wishing could disappear into the floor. Are you still concerned I'm in danger? No, yes, I don't know. Arian chuckles a little bit after that, and I realize that his voice is very deep, almost gravely. How did I not notice that before? My cheeks reddened a bit, and I rubbed them absently so that I can wipe away a blush. What is wrong with me? As if there's a realization that Arian is important to me has completely altered my composure. Now I'm just some simpering idiot. I need to get out of here before he realizes what a mess I am. I'd better get back. It's past curfew, you know? Arian nods and something flashes across his face. Could it be disappointment? He rises and walks with me to the exit, but when I reach to open it, he places his hand on the door, keeping it closed, snoring. I stop looking back at him. Is this the first time he's called me by my first name? I know our official lessons have ended, but would you like to continue to learn with me? Yeah, I mean, I'd like that. Great, then I'll see you Thursday. See you Thursday. Oh, we got more lessons. How can we go to sleep after that? Did we get rejected? I wake up so early that I managed to catch Rayla. I'm just gonna call her Rayla, as she is leaving for her dryad activities. Whoa, what are you doing up so early? I need to meet with the headmaster before class starts. I received another note from my little friend that I think he should know about. You still suspect Dex? Well, yeah, I guess. He admitted to sending the other notes, and I don't have any other leads. You're probably right. I just can't figure out why he would spend so much time trying to freak you out. I'm not sure either, but that's why I'm headed to see Professor Balin. I'll tell him what I know, and he can decide what to do with Dex. That's probably the best idea. I don't know much about the guy, so who's to say what he is or isn't capable of? Perhaps his threat to harm the person I care about was just that, a threat. Maybe he never planned to harm anyone. He just wanted to scare me. I'm not sure I'll ever know, but I won't risk someone getting hurt because I didn't take a threat seriously. I gotta run. Be sure to keep me updated. And hey, be careful, okay? Miss Adonis, you were certainly here early. Yeah, sorry to bother you, but you told me to let you know if something else happened. Yes, please sit down. I did want to let you know that we thoroughly investigated the old wing where I found you the other night. Oh, you did? We did not find anything lurking in the halls. Oh. And that does not mean you didn't see something, Miss Adonis. We are keeping the area monitored for the time being. Now, you said you had further information? I hand over the note. Professor Balin unfolds the letter and reads it carefully, his brows furrows. When did you receive this? Yesterday. I went to the person I think that they were threatening, and they were okay, but I don't know if it's because I got there before it happened or if it was just a joke, or any threat like this should be taken very seriously. Joke or not. Do you know who sent this? I think I do. I think it was Dex. He's a lowlight, I think. Decimus? I had forgotten that was his full name. I nod. The headmaster leans back in the chair with a thoughtful expression. He seems surprised by my accusation. Mr. Vespian has not attended any of his classes in well over a week. His professors have reported him indefinitely absent. This isn't the first note I received. There are 2 others I confronted Dex, and he admitted to sending them. He even somehow got into my room and delivered one of them. Why didn't you report this? I don't know. I thought I had handled it, but I guess I didn't. I don't even know how he could have gotten into my room. Decimus is an opener. A what? I thought he was a descendant. Indeed he is. He is descended from Janus, the god of gateways. He is one of a long line of openers. They can create a passageway where there is none. They can turn a regular door into a portal to somewhere far away. That's kind of amazing. It is truly an extraordinary ability. His family was once very highly regarded in Paralin. Are they not anymore? Some things have changed in recent years. Part of the reason I am reluctant to believe Decimus would send you this note is because of what he has gone through. He came to Sarenville at much a younger age than most, not just because of his extraordinary abilities, but because he had no home of his own. What happened? I'm not at liberty to give details, but his parents were not capable of taking care of him properly. So Sarenville took him in as a student and as a ward. He has shown himself to be an excellent student, if a bit reserved. So he lives here permanently? That's right, which is why it's strange that no one has seen him. There's so much I didn't know about Dex. Professor Balin seems to hold him high in enough regard that I might even doubt his involvement if he hadn't admitted to sending the first 2 notes. Regardless, a threatening note to the further Oracle is a grave matter. I will track down Mr. Vespian. Thank you for coming to me with this. What will happen to him? That's not up for me, I'm afraid, because it involves you. I am required to refer him to the council authorities. They will question him and determine a proper punishment if he is found guilty, of course. Now, don't worry about this anymore. We will take care of it. You've got to focus on your studies. He's right. I'm over halfway through my time here at Sarenville. Soon I'll be tested again by the council. I need to focus. I'd better head to class then. Have a good day, Miss Adonis. As soon as I get to alchemy class, I approach Syndra, bag of leaves in hand. So you actually found it, huh? Did you think I wouldn't? Syndra shrugs, taking the little pouch of leaves from my hands. Not many people are willing to go visit the caves. There are snakes there, you know. I do know now. Well, I am a woman of my word. Here. She reaches into her bag and produces a pair of black framed glasses. They don't look like anything special. These are the translator glasses. Wear them whenever you're reading something you want to translate, but I wouldn't recommend wearing them longer than an hour at a time. They can cause major headaches and hallucinations. Hallucinations? Well, maybe that was just me. I was pulling an all-nighter and, well, just be cautious. Okay, no prolonged use. Got it. So what kind of potion are you making with these leaves? Ha! Wouldn't you like to know? If I'm not willing to give the top grade to Nerdy McSuckup, I'm definitely not giving it to you. I have no actual interest in stealing her grade. My alchemy grades have been beyond average. I'm just happy when I can get through the class without blowing the room up. Okay, keep your secrets. I was just curious. Rayla said these plans were friendly. Rayla went with you? Sure, she's my roommate. Her plant speak was pretty essential to my success. So you two are pretty close then? Yeah. An odd look crosses Syndra's face, and I suddenly feel like I walked into a private moment, except she's having a moment with herself. When she doesn't say anything else, I decide to escape. Okay, well, thanks for letting me use these glasses. I'll return them when I'm done. Yeah, okay. She is obviously too distracted to pay any more attention to me, so I take my leave. That was weird. Alright, elective time. Ooh, we are not reading all that. Alright, and with that, I will take my leave, and I will see you guys in the next one.